We're good. Good to go. Okay, welcome to the Agoura Hills. Did I hear something? I'm hearing things. Okay. Welcome to the Agoura Hills City Council meeting of September 11th, 2024. Please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. If you wish to speak or submit a written comment, please complete a comment card for each item and submit to the city clerk prior to the public comment portion of the item. I'm now calling this meeting to order, and before we start this evening, I would like to ask everyone to join in a moment of silence in remembrance of the events of 9/11 and all the victims, heroes, and families that were affected by the tragedy. Actually, all Americans and beyond were impacted by the horrific events of 9/11. We will heal, but we will never forget. So now if we can have a moment of silence. Thank you. We'll now move on to the land acknowledgement. The City of Agoura Hills acknowledges that we occupy land originally and still inhabited and cared for by the Chumash Nation. Descendants of Chumash still remain, and we honor and pay our respects to their elders and various groups that make up the past, present, and emerging as they continue their stewardship of our lands and waters. We have a responsibility and commitment to elevate the stories, culture, and community of the original inhabitants of the City of Agoura Hills, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to live and work on these ancestral lands. I'd now like to defer to Boy Scout Troop 127 to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
All those in uniform, please salute. Audience members, please place your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. 2. Color guard, please prepare to post the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, salute. 2. Color guard dismissed. Audience at ease.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. In all the years that I've been on the City Council and the Planning Commission, and we've had the flag salute, we've never had somebody stand up here to do it, and so I congratulate you on doing something different, and I actually really liked it, so thank you for that. Now, moving on, we are going to have the roll call by the City Clerk.
Good evening. Councilmember Anstead?
Here.
Councilmember Klein-Lopez?
Here.
Councilmember Wolf?
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester?
Here.
Mayor Buckley-Weber?
Present.
Mayor Buckley-Weber, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the report of the closed session. We had no closed session, so there's nothing to report. I'll now be looking for a motion and a second to approve tonight's agenda.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester moves to approve the agenda.
Councilmember Wolf will second.
Thank you, and we'll have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Anstead?
Aye.
Councilmember Klein-Lopez?
Aye.
Councilmember Wolf?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester?
Aye.
Mayor Buckley-Weber?
Aye.
Mayor Buckley-Weber, you have approval, 5-0.
Thank you. There are no presentations this evening, so we will move on to intergovernmental special purpose committee and departmental reports. Are there any reports from staff? Nothing? Okay, how about reports from City Council? I just have a report that I just want to give you guys all a heads up with the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy has asked, and it's been approved. They are going to hold their October meeting up at the Event Center, which we're very excited about, and thank you for staff for arranging that. They did it once a long time ago before COVID, and we are going to have our emergency ops vehicle up at the community centers, so because we got the grant from the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy and they would like to see it. And then just for the fun of it, we thought we'd throw in a pre-meeting tour of the wildlife crossing. So we're really looking forward to having everybody come out here. Thank you. Any other reports? Nothing? All right, then we're going to move on to public comments. This section is reserved for persons wishing to speak on items not listed on the agenda that are under the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. If you have something to distribute to the City Council, please do not approach the dais. Hand your item to the City Clerk, and she will distribute to us on your behalf. Public testimony is limited to 3 minutes per speaker, and a speaker's time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons addressing the City Council shall not engage in disorderly conduct that disrupts or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. I will now defer to the City Clerk.
Thank you. We did not receive any written public comments. However, we do have a speaker, Ben Suber.
Well, Mayor Buckley Weber, City Council members, staff, my name is Ben Suber. I am a resident of the Avalon here in Agoura Hills, and the reason why I'm here tonight, creek cleanup is coming up, and it is coming up on, yes, I must say it, Saturday, and we want you to sign up. Even though we got 64 volunteers as of now signed up, that's never enough. We need more. So on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, out at the southwest corner of Canaan and Agoura, we will be cleaning the Lindero and Medea Creeks. And also alongside Canaan and Agoura, where there's always plenty of trash every year, where you might be thinking to yourself, we clean that every single year. What's the purpose of getting it cleaned up? Well, there's always new trash that's to be found. There's always new treasure, where we found things like a boat, a surfboard, and even a wood-carved beaver. I kid you not. And there are so many other things, too. We even found a mini fridge full of, well, I don't even want to go into that. But that's another story, too. So who knows? You never know what you're going to find out on the creek. So come join us, please. We want you, that's right, you to come join us on Saturday, September 14th, from 9 to noon. Even if it's for an hour or for 5 minutes, it's better than 0 minutes, because 0 is just not fun. So it is a fun experience. Those of us who have been, we've had fun. We can all vouch. So come join me and 63 and more of my friends, and we're going to go get that creek cleaned. So once again, scan away, and it will be a fun time once more. And on that note, thank you once again, and I hope to see you all at the southwest corner on Saturday. Let's have some fun, shall we?
Thank you, Mr. Suber. That was a great announcement. We really appreciate that. And we all have participated in this event, and we love this event, and we appreciate all that you're doing to make it fun and make it move forward. Thank you. Okay, so then any other speakers?
We do not have any further speaker cards.
Thank you. So we will move on to the council consent calendar. This section is reserved for persons wishing to speak on items on the consent calendar. I will now defer to the city clerk.
We have no written comments or public speaker cards.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the city council on the consent calendar? Actually, we are going to be pulling one of the items. Hang on a sec. It's number 5, is that right? We'll be pulling number 5 and dealing with that one afterwards. So it would be consent items number 1 through 4. Let me just, 1 through 4, and then number 6.
Madam Mayor, I don't want to pull any other item, but I just do want to say that I'm very excited about item number 4, which is our authorization to work on our website redesign with Revise. We had a wonderful subcommittee meeting. Our new communications manager, Mary Haddad, did a great job, and so we're very excited to bring this back to you when there's more to discuss, but this just kicks it off, and I just wanted to say thank you and let you all know that we're very excited about what's to come.
I'm very excited too, so that's great. Thank you very much, council member. So now if I can get a motion and second to approve the consent calendar, items 1 through 4 and number 6.
So moved. Deborah Klein-Lopez.
This is City Councilman Chris Anstead. I second.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, will you please take a roll call vote?
Councilmember Anstead?
Aye.
Councilmember Klein-Lopez?
Aye.
Councilmember Wolf?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester?
Aye.
Mayor Buckley Weber?
Aye.
Mayor Buckley Weber, you have approval 5-0.
Thank you. Now moving on to number 5 on the consent calendar. Do I have a motion and a second to approve it?
I'll make a motion to approve item number 5 on the consent calendar. Deborah Klein Lopez.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester seconds.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you please take a roll call?
Councilmember Anstead,
Nay.
Councilmember Klein Lopez,
Aye.
Councilmember Wolf,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester,
Aye.
Mayor Buckley Weber.
No.
Mayor Buckley Weber, you have approval, 3-2.
Thank you very much. We will now move on to our next item, which is a public hearing revocation. It's to request a continuation of a public hearing. I'll now defer to Community Developer Director Denise Thomas.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. My name's Denise Thomas. I'm the Community Development Director here in the city of Agoura Hills. This evening, we are coming back to provide you with a status update and to request a continuance in the revocation hearing that we're about to hear. I have with me the city's prosecutor. He's available to kind of give you more of a detailed status report. And with that, I'll defer to him. Eric Marcus will take over now.
Good evening, Council. As Ms. Thomas said, my name is Eric Marcus. I'm the city prosecutor. Following the last council meeting, I just wanted to bring you up to speed on where we're at. The business owner, Mr. Esparza, went ahead and implemented various mitigation measures to try and reduce the noise generated by his operation of the dynamometer. He also participated in a voluntary inspection with both myself and the city's acoustical engineer, at which we conducted various noise readings of his operation of the dynamometer, both with and without the mitigation measures. And so we are awaiting the acoustical engineer's report, at which time we'll have definitive readings with respect to what exactly is going on and the effectiveness of the mitigation measures. We expect to have that report within the next 2 weeks.
Thank you very much. Does anyone on the council have questions? Councilmember Klein Lopez?
I have a few questions. Can you describe, either you or the business owner, what these mitigation measures were or are?
I would defer, just for the sake of accuracy, to the business owner. What I can tell you is that I observed a new roll-down door, insulated, has been installed. I believe there's also been some efforts to relocate the dynamometer, but again, I would defer to the business owner just to make sure that we're 100% accurate.
Can we call the business owner up? Public hearing?
Okay, so just because on the agenda it's just about the continuation and we aren't talking about the merits of anything, if the business owner would like to come up and just give us an update on the mitigation measures that you've taken. You don't need to get into any detail about it or what the results were or why you did something, just if you could tell us what they were.
So pretty much, I just have copies if you guys want to take a look at it. It's pretty much just an invoice and pictures of the new door, but pretty much it's a 3-inch insulated door to help maintain the noise, just reduce the noise. Again, they went over and they had noise measurements done, and so if you guys want to check it out, it's just a copy of the invoice that I paid for a couple months ago, and it states when it was installed, which was a little bit over a month ago.
Thank you. You know, why don't you hang on to that and bring 5 copies to the actual hearing, the continued hearing, so everybody can see it at that time.
That's fine.
Do you have any other questions?
I do, and the reason I asked that question is because I'm not understanding what is taking so long, because we've given you since July to 2 months to get this taken care of, and so, to be honest, I'm getting very frustrated by pushing this yet another month. That's 6 months that we've been working on this. I know some of that was on our end because we were not satisfied with some of the readings, and so I'm not putting this all on you, but I would like to know why it took so long,
Well,
why we have to continue it.
well, I don't know how to explain. I went ahead and ordered the door. When it got here, it got installed, and
Okay.
they contacted me to go take new noise measurements, and I agreed. They went over and they took the noise measurements, but the door's been installed since last time. We agreed that it would be ready by the time we came. The previous time, I had no say in when this got pushed over. I just got told that it was gonna get pushed over, and I'm here again just to prove that
Yeah.
we did my job. It's done. I would like to take care of this as soon as possible. It's obviously been taking way too long, but I did everything I could in order to maintain the noise down. So everything I said I was gonna do, it got done. Since the first time we came, I spent a big amount of money to change the door, and it's all been done.
Okay, so then I guess the question is for Mr. Marcus. Why do we not have reports on the noise measurements by today's council meeting if the business owner did have it installed in what he's saying is a timely fashion?
Yes, thank you. I share your sentiments with respect to the time that this has taken. Unfortunately, we don't have the report by this evening due to scheduling issues that our acoustical engineer is dealing with. With respect to the time prior to, or the time period prior to the recent readings, it was just a matter of logistics and coordinating 5 people's schedules, and me working with Mr. Esparza to select a date that worked for everybody. So I apologize for the delay, but rest assured, this will not need to be continued again.
And then my last question also for you, Mr. Marcus, is I know that you are scheduling times for you to come and do this testing with Mr. Esparza, but aren't you also doing some unanticipated testing? I know the last reading had people standing on corners and, in nearby areas where the business owner was not aware that the noise was being measured, and I'm hoping that, some of those readings can occur as well so that we get a flavor of what it's really like and not just planned visits.
Given the fact that this is an ongoing code enforcement matter, I hesitate to discuss exactly what our plan is. I would note, however, that we do intend to take additional readings, and we intend to do so in a manner that will reflect or will accurately represent what's going on.
Okay, those are my questions. Thank you.
A follow-up question. Mr. Marcus, we were looking at a continuance to October 23, 2024. Are we going to be ready to move forward on that date?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, great. Any other questions from council members? Okay, then if I can have a motion and a second the public testimony will be withheld until the public hearing on October 23, 24. The staff recommendation is to continue it to that date, and so I call for a motion and a second to approve the staff recommendation to continue the hearing to October 23, 2024.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester so moves.
I'll second. Deborah Klein Lopez.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you please take a roll call vote?
Councilmember Anstead?
Aye.
Councilmember Klein Lopez?
Aye.
Councilmember Wolf?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester?
Aye.
Mayor Buckley Weber?
Aye.
Mayor Buckley Weber, you have approval 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to council staff comments. Are there any comments from staff? Okay, are there any comments from the City Council? Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, I actually have 2 things. First of all, I would like to remind our residents that if you are in an HOA that has been Firewise certified, you can go online to their website and print out a certificate, which you can then submit to your insurance company, your homeowner's insurance company, and hopefully it will either give you a little discount or it'll lower the rate that they were going to raise you. But I just wanted to make all our residents aware, not all the HOAs have been certified yet, but if yours has, please look for the, rebates or discounts for your homeowner's insurance. And then the second item I'd like to bring up is at our last council meeting, and we just took a vote on it this evening, on the new office building that's being built in the Agoura commercial district. I want to know how going forward we can take a look at the codes in that overlay area so that we can avoid having the confusion and the split vote that we had. So how do we go about that?
I'm going to defer to the city manager to respond to that. Thank you.
Sure. So at any time the council, excuse me, can direct staff to take a look at any section of a municipal code. So usually we do those at the budget time when you're setting the council goals for a couple years. If it's something that comes up that the council would desire to look at sooner than that, we can do that. What we would need to do is bring back an item to explain the process, the cost, all of the timing, and then possibly what we'd have to rearrange work-wise, but we can do that as well if the council's desired to do so.
Mayor Pro Tem, would you like to make a motion
Yes,
that
I
we
would.
do that rather than wait till March?
I would like to make a motion that we can look at it sooner rather than later because there are other projects coming in the future. And if we can have the same Old Agoura overlay in that zone as in the rest of Old Agoura, I think that would be a satisfactory outcome.
And I think for the record that one of the issues that came up was that the Old Agoura guidelines apply to residential structures rather
Correct.
than commercial structures. I think I have that right. And so can I get a second?
No. So I'm sorry, this is not on the agenda, so you can't take action on whether or not you want to do it. You can make a motion to decide whether to bring it back and have an update or a discussion regarding whether or not you want to do that going forward. Does that make sense, that distinction?
Yeah, so we would be agendizing a discussion about whether or not we want to have staff come back with information?
Right, or just, if you want to have kind of overview on the process and staff can provide it then. It's just, we can't make the decision tonight whether or not you want to pull the trigger on that, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I think we were leaning, but so do we not even need a motion?
You can make a motion to bring something, whenever something's not on agenda, you are able to make a motion to bring it back at a future agenda.
Okay.
So I will make a motion to bring it back at a future agenda, and then the staff will give us all the information about what can and cannot be done and the timetable. Thank you very much.
Do I have a second?
City Councilman Chris Anstead seconds.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you take a roll call vote?
Councilmember Anstead?
Aye.
Councilmember Klein Lopez?
Aye.
Councilmember Wolf?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sylvester?
Aye.
Mayor Buckley Weber?
Aye.
Mayor Buckley Weber, you have approval 5-0.
Thank you very much. Any other comments from City Council? Councilmember Wolf.
Yeah, I want to take a minute to recognize the gravity of this day. I can't believe it's 23 years ago. I was elementary school, but my mom's stepbrother actually perished in the Pentagon. He was a contractor, and he was happened to be there on that day at that part of the Pentagon. So it personally affected our family, and we go and we visit the memorial where they have his name. And we're still living in the shadow of almost 3,000 Americans being killed by terrorist attacks. And I just want to, I appreciate the moment of silence that we did and just the gravity of the day. And I can't believe that it's been 23 years already. So that's one part of my comments. And now moving to a different part of my comments regarding the creek cleanup. I want I'm really looking forward to it. I want to give a big thank you to Amy Brink and Kelly Fisher and Mayor Buckley Weber. This event has removed about 100, roughly almost 100,000 pounds of trash from our creeks and our waterways. And the reason why it's so much is that a lot of construction material gets put there, and because it's a really good dumping ground. So we, every year we remove a lot of concrete, and so it really adds up. But this event has made a difference, and I really appreciate the city's continued support of this event, and I look forward to continuing this event for many years to beautifying our waterways. So thank you thank you to Amy, thank you to Kelly, and thank you to the mayor for really getting this kick started.
Thank you. I can't take credit for it, though, actually. Cornell Preservation Organization kickstarted it, but thank you. I just jumped on it because I love it, too. I think it's really important because all of the trash and the plastic ends up in the Pacific Ocean. If on a rainy year, it goes downstream. So with that, any other comments? Councilmember Anstead?
Yes, I appreciate all the comments concerning 9/11. I also want to just basically say a prayer and also say thank you for all the people that basically volunteered their time to try to help the victims of 9/11 and also get the perpetrators of 9/11 as well. And a lot of our military lost a lot of lives trying to go after the perpetrator, Osama bin Laden, of 9/11. And so I just again want us to remember the victims of 9/11. And there still continues to be victims of 9/11, of people that inhaled all the bad dust and everything else from the debris of 9/11. And so it's something that we never can forget about, and always have to be prepared to make sure it doesn't happen again. So thank you.
Thank you. And with that, I would be comfortable if the rest of the council would like to close the meeting in memory of the victims, their families, and really everybody who's been impacted. I can't think of anyone who hasn't been impacted by the actions of 9/11. So with that, if I can have a motion and a second to close.
This is City
To
Councilman
adjourn.
Chris Anstead. I'll make the motion to close on behalf of the 9/11 victims.
Councilmember Wolf, I'll second.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The next regular city council meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m. on Wednesday, September 25th, 2024, in the council chambers of the Civic Center located at 30001 Ladyface Court, Agoura Hills, California. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you very much.